This what the city been waiting on. You ain't know? Big homie. Raindrop. Bitch, I'm big St. Louis. Bitch, I'm big St. Louis. Bitch, I'm big St. Louis. We fuck with East St. Louis. They say we crazy around here. Lunatic St. Louis. Better watch your mouth around here if you don't rep St. Louis. Bitch, I'm big St. Louis. Bitch, I'm big St. Louis. Bitch, I'm big St. Louis. We fuck with East St. Louis. They say we crazy around here. Lunatic St. Louis. Better watch your mouth around here if you don't rep St. Louis. They let me in now. They let me in now. I'm doing this for my St. Louis niggas in the pen now. Just doing 24 the life of getting 10 now. And when you touch down, fish we going in now. Bitch, I'm jamming hard. Word to my nigga Jam. North side, south side, them niggas going ham. Don't let me make a call, cause all my killers fam. Ask around the city, they'll tell you I'm the man. So all the towners come correct or they don't come at all. And if you sightseeing, you better go see that baseball. We know for a little this and a lot of that. But I promise you want that action, we can handle that. Bitch, I'm big St. Louis. Bitch, I'm big St. Louis. Bitch, I'm big St. Louis. We fuck with East St. Louis. They say we crazy around here. Lunatic St. Louis. Better watch your mouth around here if you don't rep St. Louis. Bitch, I'm big St. Louis. Bitch, I'm big St. Louis. Bitch, I'm big St. Louis. We fuck with East St. Louis. They say we crazy around here. Lunatic St. Louis.
Yeah, man. What is going on? Y'all already know what's going on, man. We are back. If you didn't know, I told y'all, man, this is a 314 day, pre-314 day exclusive. I had to call on some legends to come through and mess with your boy. And this one is no short of a legend, like icon. That's how we going above that. You know, we got the queen herself in the building. Miss Angie is in the building. Put your hands together for her. Yeah. How you doing today?
Man, I'm blessed. I'm truly blessed.
So, and I appreciate you for coming out, because you had already let me know, hey, I don't even do interviews.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna come out for you.
But you like one of my kids from the hood.
Yes, I am. I stayed in Berkeley, Kinlock. Shouts out to all my Kinlock people, my auntie Lisa, you know, everybody over there. I come out the boom boom room taking pictures at the Kinlock.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Boy, you talk about old days.
Yeah, so that's how the Cotton Club and all that. So yeah, if you don't know nothing about that, you don't know. But how you been though?
Man, I've been blessed after doing that, traveling a lot, you know, doing last deal, K-Style, then Trey Davidson. You know, I got sick and I had a liver transplant, and I'm just kicking back from it. I was in hospital for like 3 years.
Yeah, I seen the pictures of it.
Yeah, and so now I'm back at it. God let me live, so I'm back at it. New record label on coming up on St. Charles Rock Road. Shout out to Prince Kiki. I'm doing Prince Kiki deal right now.
Okay.
You know,
He bubbling through the city doing his thing.
Yeah, you know, little Eddie from out of Washington with Disney. You know, I'm working.
Okay. You are one of the queens of the city, because there's not a lot of women managers out here, let alone doing what you're doing, but being consistent with it. Like, you've been consistent since the first day you stepped in the business. And then let's actually take it back to, when did you actually get in the business, like in the music business? You know, because I know you started with Huey, but was it any artists before that?
Oh yeah, I had a couple of artists before that. NFL.
Okay.
You know, City Styles. You know, which passed away.
Okay.
You know, after Huey.
Shouts out to City, I know City.
Mitch 3600.
Oh, okay.
You know, so all them came from my camp, but they gone now. So I'm still pouring into other people's kids, you know, trying to bring them to the forefront, the ones that really want to go.
Exactly.
You know.
Okay. So what made you get into music? Like, you know, like, was it just a love for being around it, or, you know, because I know you probably grew up in the hip-hop scene, you know.
Yeah.
And what made you say, I want to manage?
Well, I wanted to manage when I lived in Rancho Cucamonga. I was the assistant to Mike Weaver when he was heavyweight champion of the world in the boxing field. You know, and I met a lot of people. I lived in Diamond Bar Hills and Rancho Cucamonga when people didn't know what it was, you know, driving that Lamborghini you saw. I love music, so, you know, the DuBois brothers was my neighbors, you know, Clifton Davis, you know, I was making a little money then, you know, but I just love music. I love the entertainment, period.
Okay. Okay, so you've been around doing it for a long time. You probably know my uncle, Sonny Metcalf.
Oh, yeah, I know Sonny real well.
Yeah, because he's been around the business
Yeah.
a long time, too.
Yeah, I was mess with Sonny and them. He used to come out to L.A. when them little guys was dancing for him.
Okay,
you know.
yeah.
Sonny a great guy.
Yeah, Sonny, yeah, he been doing his thing. And just like you had brought up a lot of kids in the industry and helped
Yeah.
them get to the next level. So how did you come across Huey? Like, you know, being that was your catapult artist that got you into the gang, how did you come across Huey?
Well, Huey is my nephew, my brother Lawrence, my big brother Lawrence. That's his son.
Okay.
Yeah. Lawrence Franks Jr.
Yeah.
and Lawrence.
I know Lawrence, yeah.
Yeah.
I know mom, all of them. I know sister,
Yeah.
all of them, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what's up, okay.
Yeah.
So you like, you know, was it just like...
Well, I was producing then, and the Huey brothers, they decided they all was finna go to jail, so they brought them to me and say, hey, look, do what you got to do with them. Because I had already been doing music. And when they brought them, you know, I just started, you know, working with them and everything like that. And I was really writing. I still write. You know, I trained everybody in my camp how to write. I started them off, you know, giving them artist development. And Huey was like, okay, he started calling me Ma because I was just like his mom, you know. And I started making a record for him. And he was like, I don't want no records like that. I said, well, all the women gonna like the booty shake, you know. And he was like, nope, I'm doing that ride down the die stuff. You know Huey.
Yeah.
And then I said, no, we doing pop, lock, and drop it. So I had already did the hook with my daughters. And then I said, you gonna get on that song. So I had in my kitchen, remember I had that closet, and I put them in the closet and locked them in there. I said, you gonna finish that? And he was like, well, what do I say to this? You know, a lot of people don't know this story. I really don't like talking about Huey because he was like my son. He was really like my son. And you know, me getting out of the hospital and not being able to talk to him and see him and Mitch. You know, I was pretty bad though. I had got jaundice. I was about, you know, I was on that last limb in intensive care. And I never really got to see him before, you know. It was a hard road for me. Then when I got out, the same day I got out, he passed that night. He had just left the house, but I couldn't see him because I couldn't have germs around me,
Gotcha,
you know.
gotcha.
So, but
It was in the COVID time.
yeah. Well, I remember talking to you. I couldn't talk. I couldn't see nobody.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't want no germs because it's been a long road. It's still real hard for me sometimes. Sometimes I get up, I might not want to do nothing. I got the full liver, but in the process, I had like 5 surgeries. I had to get 30 bands down my varicose veins. You know, I just really just feel like it was God slowing me down, you know, because I stopped reading my Bible and stuff like that. You know, my father was a pastor.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, I settled down, and it was me and God time for like 3 years.
And he'll do that to you.
Yeah,
He'll sit you down.
he will. But I'm familiar with him, so, you know, now I'm more in the word, but at the same time, you know, showing people that you could be in music, you could be in anything, but you got to give God that time, and you got to get that relationship with him, you know.
got to.
You got to get that faith, you know, because I needed faith after being in that hospital 3 years in intensive care. But, yeah, me and Huey, we had a bout with a lot of stuff because, you know, a lot of people like, oh, man, you know, Huey this and Huey that, and, you know, Huey got kind of mad at me, right, you know, for a while because I wrote that record and put that record out, and he was mad about it. You know, all y'all in Kilmark, y'all know he was a hardcore rapper, you know, because he come from Kilmark.
Yeah.
You know, but now that I think about it, I'm pretty glad that I put the song out because he gone now. At least he did live a good life with the money, because I never really took no money from Huey off the record. But the record company knew I wrote that record, you know, so, you know, and Meth did a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah, I heard the stories about Mel.
Yeah, and, you know, it was at that time because, you know, I ain't going to sugarcoat nothing. You know me. It was either me change my life or go back to the penitentiary, and I didn't want to do that again. You know, I had my bout with the prison system and the drugs and stuff, you know. I had to raise my babies. You already know, they're my babies, so I got to stay out to keep them. But my mind was like crazy, like, you know, what I should do. God said, don't worry about that. You know, so I've been following him ever since, but my choice was to go to jail. And then I said, well, if I do something I ain't got no business, you know, the way I came up, then it's going to be a hard road for me to leave my kids back out here on the street. You know, so I chose to do the right thing and not, you know, do what I usually would do.
Yeah.
You know me, you know. But, you know, God being in my life, I took that road better. You know, now and he ain't doing so hot right now. Even though I hit him up and, you know, I was like, you know, you taught me the game. Because look at where I'm at now. God had a plan for my life. What you took from me, the 10 million you took from me, I'm still getting it back, you know, and more, you know. So you have to, sometimes that's, God give you your hardest part in your life to change your life. And that was one of the hardest parts in my life, to really change my life, you know. So I didn't never give up. So I got right back up from being sick and got back at it now, you know, Prince Kiki doing this thing, you know. And, you know, I'm bringing back to the hood, like Berkeley is my hood. You know, so I'm helping people in Berkeley to do what they need to do. We need to get out here. Everybody need to come and help kids do something. You know, we got too many kids that's going astray.
Yeah.
You know, even like you know, we got to give back to the neighborhood. We don't give back. So that was the main reason why I started this new record label out here and built it over on St. Charles Rock Road. 'Cause we got to get back to the communities, the kids that want to go to college, you know, some of the homeless people. You know, if we don't do it, who gonna do it?
Yeah, nobody. They ain't gonna do it for us.
But my number one thing getting out of that deathbed was I want to make sure I leave my grandchildren. I got great-grandchildren. I want to leave them generational wealth. It ain't even about me no more. It's about them kids and them grandkids, you know.
Exactly. And show how I think with my kids. I'm trying to set them up for things. So once I'm gone, you know, I'm trying to set them up for, hey, y'all can have that, what's that type of money? I can't think of the man that did it, but they set their family up to where, you know, trust funds and things like that. You know, so that's what I'm on with my kids, you know. Keep my health insurance paid up and everything, because once I'm gone, I want y'all to go ahead. Now, what you do with that, I can't do nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
But you got to put what's in them to know not to go blow the money, to just keep it and, you know, keep making money, you know. I got 3 bright daughters, you know, they doing real well for themselves, but I want to make sure they got, their kids got, so it's not about me because I came up with money. You know, when you hustle them streets all your life, the money don't mean nothing to me. It's me watching Kiki get his deal, you know, watching Eddie get his deal, and people like you, like when I told you, I don't do interviews, but I said, hey, this little guy came up around me when he was a kid, so I'm going to get him that interview, but a lot of people I turned down.
Appreciate it. I'm glad I got favor with people, man, because I'm able to call people like you, able to call David and Darren from D2. You know, those are my guys. I call them my uncle. You know, he already
That was
told
our
me.
skating place.
Yeah.
I'm dropping the kids off and making sure y'all ain't running around doing stuff y'all.
Actually, that's why I met your daughter at Saints.
Yeah.
I remember. That's why I met her up at Saints before. Yeah, and that was like, I think before I knew you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was before I knew you.
Like you was talking to Lena, I said, hey.
Yeah. But how have you been able to just maneuver through the business? Because again, I'm trying to even put my mind on it. What other female managers or your record labels here? Besides, what's her name? You told me about the Cardinals owner.
Yeah, she gone to L.A. though.
Oh, she don't have her. Okay.
Yeah. But I ain't managing no more. I'm a CEO, so what I do is set up them to get the deal, and then I get managers for them in the industry.
Okay.
You know, that takes a whole lot of pressure off of me. All that traveling, I ain't into that no more.
Okay. Yeah, I know that's a lot being a manager and all that. You deal with the artist more hands-on versus.
Yeah, the thing is in St. Louis is to help a couple of people that need artist development and take them to the labels. You know, I got an attorney in my building. You know, I got a lot of big people in my building now. But it's not a lot of women here. I learned from being in Atlanta. You know, Tina Davis was on Jive. I looked up to her a lot, you know. And Amina Duop, you know, I met a whole lot of big women in Atlanta, and I followed behind them, you know, and I look up to what they've done, you know. So then I just started studying the industry, and You know, when you want something bad enough, you got to go after what you want.
Exactly.
And you got to be a student. I was a student to them, watching their life, and Sylvia Rome, you know, and different people. And here I am now. I guess that was the plan God had for my life.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, with that, you gotta take that road He gonna give you, because he'll alter you a little way too. But hey, most of the time it'd be clear as day. But we as people, we want to do what we want to do, you know, because we thinking this is best for me. And all the end of the time, He like, no, I laid out your plan for you right here. But given the game that you have given to a lot of artists, like nowadays, kind of like you said, you got K-Style. How did that even come about? The K-Style situation?
Well, I was down in Atlanta, and people was calling me like I knew a couple of DJs. That's the first thing I do is when I push Huey record, I push that record. We got in the van. I went everywhere. I got in Irv Gotti. You know, shout out to Irv Gotti. You know, the Lighty Brothers. I shout out to them because they end up signing me. You know, me and Lil Loudy and them. You know, I just take kids and yeah, shouts out to Loudy. You know, but I really truly am blessed to have met, you know, Murder Inc. them, because they showed me. That's how I got into Source magazine. You know, so I just started meeting people. You know, and you know, the average street person, you know, they know how to maneuver their way anywhere.
Exactly.
You know, but yeah, I studied the game. I still study it.
So are you still managing K-Styles right now?
No,
Okay.
I'm not managing K-Styles. My last person I was managing was Trey Davidson, and I pulled his deal with Biggie Smalls people, Candyman.
Okay.
And we got to New York, and we was doing a whole bunch of stuff, and everybody was trying to sign him. You know, Young Thugger, shout out Young Thugger, you know. And he fell down and had that brain surgery. He had an aneurysm. So, you know, shout out Trey Davidson. You know, so he's still writing and stuff, but he really have seizures. He can't do a lot of moving around, but the guy was pretty good at what he did. We got a lot of talent in St. Louis.
We do.
It's just we need somebody like me that's not by myself to try to pull it in. But I did go get a lot of outsiders right now that coming in with me, like even attorneys in my office, you know. So it's about to be a change in St. Louis, you know. Nobody's trying to do it but me.
Yeah, and it's something that's needed, especially because they changing up everything downtown. Shit, it's like now it's trying to change up the music, because we got a lot, like you said, we got a lot of dope talent in here. And even the cats that's doing they drill music, which I wish they wouldn't do so much of it. You know, learn how to make songs.
Yeah, learn how to make songs, and you know, but that's where the artist development come in, cause like Atlanta, they artists develop their people. When Coach K gets somebody, they artists develop them. You don't get to sing what you want to sing. You know, they bring in people that writing for you. They know it's gonna be a hit.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so you know, shout out to Coach K, shout out Bigger Rank, 'cause you know, it's a lot of people in my life that I deal with on a one-on-one basis. You know, it ain't just about music. It's about, we talk about God. You know, like Bigger Rank, and you know, we do things like that because we getting older now. And, you know, that's the first thing I ask these kids when they come, what you be in the music for? Do you know Jesus? And they be like, nah, I don't, you know, some of them they do and some of them they don't. But, you know, but most of them say for the money. When you say for the money, I can't deal with you, because I want you to love doing this, even when you don't make a dime.
Exactly. That's how
Like you.
Oh, yeah.
You going to keep moving.
I'm going to keep on moving. It's been times where I ain't made no money, you know. Even the younger artists, I ain't made no money. But now I am able to do shows where, like, I show our guy coming up on 24th. It's a paid show. You know, they reached out to me to pay me because they've seen me perform at Pop, seen me bring out people, seen me give out. So it's consistency, really. But like you said, the artist development, a lot of cats don't know about that. They think that's gone.
Right.
They think they just seeing cats pop up and they got a hit record.
Even the producers, I got like 5 producers. You know, shout out Monster. You know, shout out Fred King. You know, I've been had Fred for about 15 years.
Yeah, that's my boy Fred.
You know, Fizzle.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, I got a nice team. You know, I pick my team. You know, shout out Chris and Mark. You know, Mr. Johnson. You know, I got a big team now. You know, those people, they love what they do.
Exactly.
You know, so we just here to do what we do. You know, I ain't in no competition with nobody here.
No, it's too much money here.
Yeah.
People don't think that. They just think, St. Louis small, but there's so much money.
Yeah, but
here.
even if you get the money, you still got to feed the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Ain't no sense in getting no money, because if God can't trust you to help people, he not going to give it all to you.
True.
I don't really care about no money.
True.
When you grow up with it, you hustle for it, and, hey, you know how it go.
Yeah, because I done lost it all and got it back again, so.
Yeah, plenty of time. I remember when you was a kid, how you, just like, shout out Keyron, them kids was like my kids. They come to my house, Chingy, all of them, and P-Dub. Oh, shout out P-Dub.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my guy.
In Atlanta.
Yeah, he doing his thing, he stopped by my house when he came in town, God said it's a book in you, but I want you to tell the truth. I don't want you to sugarcoat it. I said, I don't want to be telling everybody about my life. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta tell it.
Yeah, I know, but some of the things I did in there, I ain't happy about it.
But it's somebody that's either gonna make that decision, or has made that decision, not feeling good about it, but hearing it from somebody else, like, oh, she went through this too. Now look where she at.
Yeah, I know. God told me that, but sometimes it's just like, this new me don't want that old me to come back out. You know what I'm saying? Because some of the things about me from even being in high school, when they locking me up and they say I shot somebody, or whatever the situation was, I don't want that part of me around no more. I like the part of me that I am now,
But the major thing is supporting. It made you who you is today.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
So that's the beauty of it. Because, we all got the things. I didn't, did things I ain't proud of, but I feel like if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't be here today, have this conversation with you.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Shouts out to, and we was actually, me and my partner Cass that was in here, we was signed to D2 at the time Pretty Willie was got his
Signed.
deal.
Yeah.
Same time. I remember the day he got his deal, Big Al came in the studio. LS Bless, all of them, yeah. It was like, yeah, we got our deal now with Universal. So.
Right. But you have to make a foundation. I got people around me that was in the streets, shout out Dennis Heyman, we shout out Ronnie and Ronnie, it just, now that people are growing older, they know that God is the only way. Because after you leave here, you got another place to be. And, that place right there, I don't want no parts of it.
Yeah, that's burning. That's hot.
When God give you another chance, though, for real, when God give you another chance to change your life, either take the call or you don't.
Yeah.
So I took the calling,
Okay. So what's expected to come up? Like, we finished, I seen you, you had the video where you putting the studio in there, you putting podcasting in there.
I got a classroom in there for women to teach them how to start their own business and how to get grants and different things like that. It's pretty much, I'm doing a whole lot of things that a lot of people ain't doing. They just using the music, but I'm using it to help people to find their way.
Exactly. Okay. And what's the projection date for the label?
I'm up now. I'm just doing some things, going back, getting everything ready for Prince Kiki and his deal, and shooting videos. We doing a whole lot of stuff.
Okay. Yeah. He got that mug is popping. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I just got that thing everywhere.
Yeah, that mug is popping.
I've been working.
He got the remix with Big Boogie.
Yeah.
So yeah, that joint popping.
Yeah,
It's a hit record.
Yeah, I like it. And God work his own ways, because first it was pop, lock, and drop, and now it's make it pop. God got his own way of doing stuff, but I'm interested in looking for people here that I know I can walk through the label, but you gotta listen, because most of these people come to me, they think they know and they don't know.
Exactly.
So if they stop knowing, because what's really crazy, when I used to go on the road with Rick Ross and them, and finding talent for the record company, I asked them one time, why y'all don't come to St. Louis? They say them people there are just, man, everybody is the best rapper. Nobody want to give nobody their props. I guess it starts from the Nelly thing, why Nelly didn't open up the door for people. Everybody got their own way of what they gonna do.
Exactly.
So if he didn't want to, he didn't have to. God didn't leave it for him.
Exactly.
He left it for me.
Okay.
He got me off that dying bed. This what you do. But I use not just the music, but I use it to let people know that it's another way other than this way. You can still rap and do what you do, but he want everybody to have an abundant life, you know, but not the way that we doing now, because we only killing our own kids.
Yeah, these cats out here, man. I did.
But you know, it's really crazy because when they were flying me everywhere with Huey. You know, I flew out with Huey, I flew out with Case, I flew out with a whole lot of these kids, and they don't want nothing good. Like when I made the Kinlock song, you know, what happened to the hood. They didn't want to hear that. They want to hear that street stuff. You know, that we only hurting our own kids.
Exactly.
And now they kind of really trying to curve it a little bit because now their kids is into it.
Yeah, that's a problem.
It's a problem now. You know, so we just got to all get together and make sure that, you know, the little bitty kids, like your kids and my grandkids, they not off into that.
Yeah, my kids, they be on spot ninjas and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But I actually going to be working on some music with my daughter. My oldest daughter, she was doing music, but she really wasn't. She only did it because she had a daddy to do it. But she
Right.
can sing, but my youngest, she wants to do music. So we're going to be working on her some little stuff, you know. But I appreciate you for stopping through,
Hey
talking
man,
with me.
look, hey, you know how I feel about you, you know. I make sure that, you know, at least you come from the hood, I can give you a little interview. Even though I ain't been really feeling my best lately because I've been moving around too much, and then I've been getting dental work, and you know, and then you know, they just took me off all the medications. I was on so many medications, man. I was sick of medications. I went to the doctor. He said, "Well, you can come off of them now." You know, I said, "Oh man," so then now I can grow my hair back long again. You know, so that's why I got on this hat, cause it's time to grow that long, pretty hair back, do a little bit more traveling, but at the same time, find people like you and different managers here that I can train to manage so they can get out on the road, because I'm not getting back on that
And
road.
that's what I do. And you even brought that up. I want to manage artists, but it'd be like, these artists, some they don't listen.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, the artist I
got.
got, like Lil Eddie, you know, he from Washington. You know, I've done 30 songs with him. I mean, this little cat can write. He's a Mexican, but man,
I think I seen you post
Oh
that.
yeah,
I seen you
but
post it.
Disney, he got that.
Okay.
You know, my whole thing is, you know, you want somebody that really want this. When you find people that, oh, I rap and I want to be a millionaire, you got to calm down, because it take a record. Like people say, I got this cold record, Miss Angie. You know, and sometimes I hate even going to the grocery store, people stopping me and, you know, and they calling me in the middle of the night on my messenger. And, you know, I'm like, hey, you know, and then I say, okay. But my job is to come back to St. Louis with all the knowledge I got and bring the people that really need to go. You know, like that Rucker Puff, man, I keep telling them, you know, if you just get you somebody young, I know you don't never want to give it up. Shout out to Rucker Puff, but man, he would be a great manager to manage somebody. The guy really loves music,
Yeah, he does.
and I respect Rucker Puff.
He's built his craft, and he
Yeah.
understands it.
Yeah, he do, just like you. You know, if people like y'all, I could train y'all to be managers and fly all over the place, then I can leave that alone when I'm 64. You know, I want to retire when I'm 65. So I got to bring this record company and, you know, put y'all people in positions, you know, to do that. You know, I can sit at home and do what I do.
Well, I'm ready. I mean, let's do it. Like, let me know. You already know I'm one phone call away. Hit me up, whatever you need. And
Well, I'm going to have a grand opening. I'm going to let everybody know, and I'm trying to get a couple of other big people to come out.
Okay.
You know, but I want to bring the industry to St. Louis, you know, because I feel it's needed. We the last little town ain't getting nothing.
Yeah.
You know, so, and they behind me. They like, hey, if you got somebody good like Kiki leaves to go to Atlantic Records, we going to go and do our thing, you know. It's time. You know, I'm watching different people here. I'm watching them.
That's what's up. So y'all hear that? She watching. She might not say nothing, but she watching. So keep doing what y'all doing, and she gonna be, you know, she'll hit you up if she want to work with you. You know, but I appreciate you for coming.
Hey, I
through.
appreciate you
know,
too. Keep doing what you're doing.
I ain't gonna
Hey, and
stop.
I'm glad you was a part of my life, you know.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I'm glad you part of mine, because every time I called you, you always gave me advice, hit you in the inbox, you responded, and I appreciate that.
I appreciate you too.
Some people get to a status, they, be like, but no, you ain't.
No, I ain't gonna never do
You ain't
that.
never switched up on me.
I mean, I've been in that status all my life.
Exactly.
But I never treat people like that because, if you can help a person, because I feel like if somebody would have helped me when I was younger, I probably wouldn't, even with a pastor father, I probably wouldn't have been selling those drugs and doing all that, but hell, I liked it, the money.
Yeah.
Anytime you can be in Berkeley and you got Lamborghinis parked in your yard and the kids playing in it, it just gave me a lot of pleasure, to help a lot of people that I needed to help. That's what I'm about, helping people in community, really. You can call me anytime, but I appreciate you.
I appreciate you for stopping through and having a just conversation with me.
Okay.
This your boy Big Homie Ace, and we'll see y'all later.
Good job, Ace. Now you can tell everybody, she gave me one.